Hello friends, welcome to a new watercolor tutorial. I am Vanidas. In this video, we will be explaining how to create this red warm watercolor landscapes. I will be explaining the entire process. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and press the bell notification. I'll try to make at least one video a week. Let us get into the video. Here I am using a cold pressed watercolor paper and the size is approximately A4. I am starting with a pale red orange mix wash here. So I have mixed a little bit of red and a little bit of orange, and I am applying a pale variegated wash kind of thing. So it's different shades of red and orange I am mixing, and I'm allowing it to bleed together. So the idea is that it will look like a sort of a background, and that's a rough idea. I don't have any reference, so I'm just letting the things to happen on the paper, and once it dries we will take a call what to do next. Okay, so here I'm just letting the color bleed down and create some sort of a shape there. Okay, the colors that I have used are I think it is vermilion red and orange, maybe a touch of Paynes gray at some point, and around at the center area I am keeping it light, and at the top left and right I am making it little darker so that it might appear like some misty trees or foliages at the back side, at the behind, as the background. Right, now I think this is sufficient as the background. We will have to now think what we have to do now. So I think little bit more darker tone of red can be helpful. So I'm just trying to get some sort of a shape. Okay, on the left side little darker, and on the right side I'm making it little bit more orangish. I'm adding little bit of touch of orange there, and this might look like some distant foliage. That is the idea, that is the thought process. I'm using a synthetic mop brush. It's a Escoda Ultima number 14 brush. I'm using that brush, and the colors that I'm using are from an Indian brand called Camel, and the paper that I'm using is an Indian brand cold pressed watercolor paper called Chitrapat. You may not get it outside of India, but you can use any cold pressed watercolor paper for this work. I think this works. This is sufficient as a background. I'm trying to make some horizontal strokes. This might look like some kind of a ripples, because I'm getting a feeling that the bottom area could be a little bit of water. So those horizontal strokes can enhance that sort of a feeling. Right, I think it is dry now, almost dry, and I'm splashing some water. I'm dipping my finger into the water container and splashing it out, and it will create some texture. So you should you should have some control over this. I think I lost control here. It is something much more than what I wanted. Anyway, let us leave those textures there, and once it is almost dry, it is not fully dry yet. As you can see, the colors are spreading. I think at this point I have to make it dry using a hair dryer, because I don't want this color to spread too much. Let us see how does it go, and if it spreads too much, I may have to use a hair dryer and dry it. I think it is the good idea to dry it with a hair dryer, and I have dried it. I have removed some portion of the hair dryer usage. Okay, so I think we are done. The background or the overall context looks good. I wanted to make some figures at the lightest area, the lightmost area, because I wanted to get some contrast there. And I'm planning to make maybe a couple, two figures there, and they may be talking, they may be enjoying the surrounding. Okay, so it is just a kind of very suggestive figures, and maybe one more figure on right or left. I think on the left side. Okay, I'm confused. Yeah, I think here it makes more sense, because if we make the other side, I think it goes much closer to the border, and they are walking very close to each other. Okay, so that is the kind of story. They are walking very close to each other. Maybe they are holding one another and then walking. That is the kind of story. And yeah, I think should we add more figure? I don't know. I think if you add more figure now, the story may get diverted. Okay, a little bit of reflection now. Some reflection here, and maybe some reflection for both the figures. If you're finding value in these videos, and if you're finding these tutorials informative and helpful, please do subscribe to my channel, and please press the bell notification also, and please also share some support by the likes, comments, and you may please give your inputs, your thoughts, how I can probably improve the content of this my channel tutorial videos. So your suggestions, your comments, your inputs will be of immense value to me, and in improving the channel quality. So please do comment, and if you have any questions, please do feel free to ask it. Okay, I think this is reasonably convincing, the two figures, but I think we need something in between. It creates a lot of context. The figures creates a lot of contrast, and I think the background is too subtle, and we need something in between. So I'm sort of making a bunch of small trees there, and it's a kind of you can think it as it's a kind of a visual supporting element, I would say. So rather than an element that can really contribute to the story, probably it will create visual interest, and it is maybe to bridge a bit the contrast difference between the figures and the background. Okay, it is somewhere, the tone is somewhere in between the background and that of the figures. I think this we'll not spend too much time on this tree, but just getting some suggestivity is sufficient. Okay, I am using a round brush, Escoda Prado number 8 round brush for the details. And for this work, as I have mentioned, I have used only two brushes, and one is the Escoda Mauve brush number 14 and the Escoda round brush number 8. Yeah, I think we are pretty much done with this tree. Some more suggestion for the reflection maybe, and some sort of ground that can hold the water. I think now the tree and the reflection reads convincingly well, and yeah, I think that's it for the reflection. We don't do too much. Little bit of I am pulling it down. Okay. What else we need? I think this already looks reasonably convincing and appealing to me, but so for some reason I believe that on the left side looks little blank, and we can have something on the left side. Maybe just a sort of some sort of foliages will do, and I'm just thinking of where it might work well. What about here? The idea is to just create a shape that will probably improve the composition. That is the idea. Rather than contributing really to the story, it is contributing to the visual arrangement of shapes. Okay, mainly the composition. Yeah, now I think it doesn't look that blank, the left side of the image. Earlier it was looking a little bit blank, now it doesn't. Of course, we may have to get some reflection. And this reflection can be lighter towards the bottom, but at the very starting point of the reflection, I think we should make it a little bit darker. This seems to be right amount of darkness is there for the reflection. I think, yeah, this is good. We may need some darker touches here and there, or we may need some splashes. We'll have to think. First, let us soften the reflection, the bottom side of the reflection, by spraying some mist. I am using a spray bottle here, and I think it is flowing, and at the right side we will have to remove some of this water bleeding towards the right area, to the right side area. So I think, yeah, now the reflection looks okay. Some darker touches here and there might make it a little bit more interesting and convincing. This is, as I think I mentioned earlier, it is without any reference. So it is just we are keeping on developing our ideas. Okay, I'm just thinking, getting some idea, evaluating it for a short. Within my mind, whether it may work or not, and if it is convincing, if the idea is, if I feel that the idea is convincing, I'm just what you call it as trying it out. So please don't hesitate to try it out. I hope this is something that is convincing now. Thank you so much for watching this, and once again, if you have any suggestion or any questions, please do let me know in terms of the comments. And at the last, I would request you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done already, and press the bell notification. I'll be so grateful to you for your inputs or views, or how to improve my channel. So thank you very much once again, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.